Hey everyone, this is Chef, and welcome to Reus2, a game that I've played for, I think about 30 hours at this point, but I've enjoyed it. It has a lot of nice crunchy draft mechanics, and it's a good time. So, I've been looking for something to do that I can just pre-record, ship directly to YouTube, not have to stream it, and this seems ideal. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make a new profile, and we're going to start from the basics. So I think the best way to explain what the game is really just to let the tutorial do a bit of the talking. So that's what we'll run through in these first couple episodes, and then we'll start doing daily challenges, weekly challenges, all that kind of stuff. The idea in Reus 2 is that you are nature, basically. And you're going to build planets, you're going to add life to planets, you're going to add resources to planets, and you get different synergies based on how you decide to place those resources together. So we are going to go ahead and jump in. We're going to go new game. Give me a human spirit. This is your leader. They're going to give you some kind of core functionality. For the sage spirit, plants give extra food. For the inventor, biotica, which is a thing, give 40% extra science if the biotica is unique. And then divinity just gives extra stuff when you're inside the borders of that city. We'll start simple with the sage. And then we'll also just start with the base giants because we haven't unlocked any other ones. Go ahead and create a planet. There's a lot of complex terminology that takes a little bit to get used to, but once you have the hang of it, it kind of makes sense. So we're going to be playing through different eras. Every era is going to start with a completely barren planet. We have different goals that we have to meet in each era, and the more we can do, the faster we unlock new stuff. So this is our planet, and these three giants over here, forest giant, ocean giant, and mountain giant, are going to be responsible for turning this planet into something. Each of these giants can produce a different kind of biome. Forest giant does forest, ocean giant does ocean, mountain giant does desert. So let's set up a nice forest to start with. We'll do one here, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the other side, we'll give them a desert. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. We'll go 9. And then once we've done that, we can tell our friendly little humans here where they are allowed to set a city up. So we'll have this nice little forest biome here. On their other side, we'll have a bit of desert biome. They'll have a bunch of different resources to select from. Go ahead and start your city. Leaf Grove Garden. And this is our sage's city. So each leader of your village has a different thing that they want to specialize in. In this case, the sage is going to want to prioritize food generation, because that's what his life is all about. Now that we've placed our villages and we've placed a couple biomes, we can also put down biotica. And biotica are minerals, animals, and plants. In each of these biome patches, we have a hex that we can put our biotica in. And sometimes you get these random boosters as well that give you more resources for putting stuff there. So here, we're getting 50% extra food if we put a biotica there that generates food. Let's go ahead and see what we've got. We've got sagebrush, which is science. Don't really want that. We've got a jerboa, which is food. And then it also has a... I forget what they called them in Reus 1. I think they called them symbioses, but I don't know what they're called in Reus 2. The idea is that you have synergies that you can set up. So if we put a jerboa here, and we put any mineral anywhere else in this desert, this jerboa will give us extra food. So we would very much like that to happen. Quartz is just going to be a flat 20 gold. Red stone is going to be 15 science and 5 gold if it's adjacent to a plant bioticum. So we could do a sagebrush here, We could do a red stone here, and then we'd have a nice little set of synergy set up. Oh, they are still called symbioses. All right, perfect. Yes, I will do that right now. You can come here. And then you can come over here. So that gives our Jerboa the burrow, which is giving it an extra 10 food. Starts with a base 5, and then it gets 50% extra over the base and bonus. So we've got 23 food from our little Hex here. Every time we put down a Biotica, we are spending Eon points up here. And we have a fixed number of Eon points that we can spend until we move into the next era. So you're heavily incentivized to be as efficient as possible with your resource placement, so that you can generate as many resources as possible from as few Biotica as possible. And then as you get more population, technology, and gold, you also have unlocks that you can get. You also increase the Eon rewards as well. So what we would like to do is make a second city, which, if I just take a minute to remember how... Nomad charges... Oh, it's down... No, it's not down there yet. Where... I used to know where this UI was. Here we go. Okay, it's because I was inside the giant. If we go here, we've unlocked our second city. We can get a miner or a diplomat. Miner's interested in science or minerals. We could do that reasonably easily in the desert. The diplomat just wants more generally settled cities. Go ahead and do the miner since we've got a desert here. And so we'd like to give them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Put the miner city here. And then on the far side of that city, I think I would also like to set up a little ocean as well. Just so we've got all 3 of our current biomes represented. We'll go ahead and wait for these guys to wander over. There you go. So now we can go ahead and we can dig an ocean out. About like that. And then this miner settlement wants to have 3 technology. And it wants to have 2 minerals within its borders. Which we can also set up fairly easily. We have a super booster here, which is 50% to anything that's on top of it. So I would love something that generates a lot of stuff, if at all possible. And we want 2 of these to be minerals. So can I get any good symbioses out of it? Only shallow. Adjacent to fish, unlikely. Adjacent to plant, unlikely. Let's go ahead and put an agate on here. Gives us a nice little 23 gold square. And then we can put a bedrock here. We can put a sea anemone here, which is a plant. And then we can put a clownfish here, which would be adjacent to an anemone. It's going to cost us quite a bit of our Eon points, but it will also give us quite a bit of resources. So let's go ahead and get started on that little development project. You can come here. You can come here. That should be more than enough for Wild Burrow to get started here. There is all of your things. You guys happy in here? There we go. Technology 3. So, getting into the drafting component of things. We've got all of these biotica that we can place, but it would be nice if we had more of them, which we can get through drafting them. You earn draft charges from completing requests for these different cities, when they say things like, I would like to have 3 science, I'd like to have 3 food, whatever requests they have coming in. And then we can spend them on drafting for different biomes. So given that we've got a big shared desert right now, in between the miner and the sage, drafting a desert seems good. And then we get our pick of which one we want. So lapis lazuli gives us 30 extra money for each distinct adjacent gem biome, or bioticum, and then it also comes with 2 different gems that we can place. Or we could grab limestone, which really wants to be alone and by itself, minus 25 science for each adjacent mineral, but comes with a nice base of 75. Also comes with a fan palm and a rattlesnake. So given that we have the miner, and the miner really wants to have rocks, I'm thinking lapis lazuli is probably pretty good, even though we don't necessarily need money, per se. I think we can place a lot of gem rocks, get a bunch of money out of it, and then the miner will be able to turn those into science somehow. So we'll go ahead and unlock that. And then this new lapis lazuli is an apex bioticum. So you have this little symbol in the bottom left corner, which is biodiversity. Every time you place something unique in a biome, you get +1 biodiversity, and then you spend biodiversity on these apex bioticum. So we can't put down a lapis lazuli unless we have at least 3 biodiversity in this desert, which we do have, because we've got unique redstone, unique jerboa, unique sagebrush, and you give me an extra 1 biodiversity because you're special. Now this lapis lazuli wants adjacent gem bioticum, and it stacks up to 3. So it needs to have at least 3 adjacent slots. We could do one here, here, and here, and that would fulfill all of its criteria. So we'll go ahead and place a lapis lazuli here. We can't reach these 2 tiles yet, but that's okay. Eventually Wildborough will expand and give us those tiles. We're not in any rush to do it right now. And then I also think I'm going to come over here. And because we're drafting a lot of desert, I'm going to put a second desert down. 2, 3, 4. You know what? Cancel that. Give me 2 more forest here. And then we'll just have a small desert here. Just a little one. And we'll wait until the forest giant is done doing his thing. So will you guys walk over? We have a request in Leaf Grove. Our sage wants us to choose an inspiration. These are different buildings that we can set up in their towns that are going to give us different effects. We can build a farm, which is going to give us 40 food if we have 2 undergrowth biotica, or 100 food if we have 4. An ocean shrine is going to be challenging because there's no ocean here. 40 food or 100 food if we have 2 to 4 herbivore biotica, or 50 food to 120 food if we have 2 to 4 fruit biotica. So we need to look at what we've got available and see if we've got undergrowth, herbivore, or fruit biotica in sufficient numbers to actually meet that request. We've got undergrowth here. You can see on the right side the tags. So blueberry has a fruit tag and an undergrowth tag. Ash has a construction tag and a tree tag. So we've got 1 undergrowth here. We have none undergrowth here. We have 1 undergrowth here. So we only have 2 biotica that have the undergrowth tag in the first place. It's going to be a challenge to get that farm to 100. Only animals can be herbivores, but we only have 1 of them in the first place, so we'd have to draft more of those if we wanted to do the herder's hut. And then for fruit, I think all that we've got for fruit is... I don't want to be in the ocean. I would like to be in the forest, please. Thank you. We have blueberry. So we're going to need to draft. And I think which building we end up picking for Leaf Grove Garden is really going to depend on what this draft is. So give me a forest draft. We have fruit, and we have fruit, and we have herbivore. Useful. We have herbivore. We have predator. We have undergrowth. It's already useful. But we know that the sage wants food, and so apple tree in tandem with a pear tree, in tandem with a squirrel, which wants to be next to a tree bioticum, seems like it should be a pretty good shout. And this will get us to 3 fruit. So it'd be nice if we could draft 1 more time. Maybe there's a fruit in the desert that we can place? Nah, you're not fruit. Would be nice to find a desert fruit, but I don't know if we're going to be able to turn one up. So, let's go ahead and do... Blueberry wants to be adjacent to mineral. Pear tree wants to be adjacent to 2 different bioticum. Apple tree is plus 30 for each adjacent up to 2. So we can do apple tree. We can do... It's only 2. So we want to go like apple tree, blueberry, pear. We can go apple tree, pear tree, blueberry. And then this could just be like a rock or a squirrel, because that's a different bioticum type for the pear tree. So apple. Oh, we don't have the biodiversity here yet, of course. Alright, give me squirrel. You will be next to a tree bioticum shortly. While you're working on that, come over here and give me a desert. Once you've established that, give me another leader. We don't have anyone super interested in gold yet, and we do have that lapis lazuli that gives us a ton of gold, so a goddess might not be horrible. It's going to be difficult to get gold out of a forest. Sure, I'll go with the goddess. And then we'll give her a nice little desert city over here. Actually, I could give her an ocean city. Interesting. Because you can get gold out of the ocean, for sure. Where did you go? Here you are. Yeah, I would actually like you to set up a coastal city here. It's going to take us a while to reach into this forest with her, but that's okay. I don't think it is particularly important that she's able to do so. And then it's also going to give us a bit of extra Eon points, so that we're not quite so rushed in this current era, because I do only have 3 placements left right now. So with squirrel down, give me... We could do pear tree here, apple tree here. Yeah. Yeah, this works. Go ahead and do that. Lovely. Then, come in here. I can't remember if food 5 is going to be the one that triggers an expansion for you, but I'd really like you to extend out to this tile sometime soon. Need a fruit picker. And then I really need you to expand to this tile. I can make them. Like the tutorial is saying, we can buy a bonus Eon in the planet shop up here. So this is where we can go to spend some of our resources that we've accumulated, our population, our technology, our gold. What I would really like to get is this thing. But because we're still in the tutorial, we can't yet. That's the one that would let us expand to this tile specifically. In the meantime, I think we may just need to say that we'll come back to this when the population expands a little more. Let's go see if anybody else is ready to expand yet at this point. Not quite, but we can at least get you up to 3 wealth. Give me a... Do you have a mineral booster up there? But your base yield is so bad. Give me a second agate. You got anything good for me out here? You want to be next to fish? Problem is I want money. So I can put you here. Actually, is that going to get you to 3? It is going to get you to 3. She's going to want money, though. Let's buy a little bit of bonus Eon. We're not going to do anything with money, because we haven't unlocked any other options. So we'll take care of that. And then this is our problem, because we can't complete our level 2 request, because I was planning on having these tiles. I'm not going to say that I've blundered the tutorial early, because I don't think I actually need to. I guess we could see if we could trigger your deal. Like a topaz over here. We can start turning on this lapis lazuli synergy. Symbiosis, I guess, technically. See if this entices you in. This should be a ton of money for my friend the miner here. How are you feeling about that? Feeling pretty good about it. I would just love for you to give me an extra request. No, he hates me. Have any other food that I can pump out of his desert? Getting an extra 25 gold out of it. That might be enough to trigger you to expand, because you're short on gold. Sure, we'll get some stuff out of that, and it's also going to use all of these tiles, so maybe it'll incentivize them to expand their borders since they don't have any hexes they can extend into. Does that make you guys want to check out a new tile? I would really love it if you did, and I think you would have a good time too. Ready, please? Alright, well, in that case, I need to turn this fruit picker on, no matter what. So, we're going to have to sacrifice the fact that this blueberry will not be next to a mineral bioticum, and we're going to have to replace this one. It's the only way. But turning this on is going to get us an extra 50 food. Which is going to help his population expand. Looks like only one more time after that, but it's going to be real close to level 9. That's about all we can get out of him for now. Over here, we've used all of your tiles up. And over here, we're going to be hard-pressed to fit an anemone in, but we could try. We can go clownfish anemone. Why don't you go here, and then you can go here. We'll just have coral reefs on both sides of this little ocean here. And that should spend all of the eon that we have. So there we go. That's all of our eon spent. We can continue to the new era, which I think for the tutorial is where it ends you, but we'll see. Every time you finish an era, you get a choice of what kind of era you want to move into next. We can do a calm era, which is just a default choice if you didn't do anything else. If one city has 3 technology and 2 minerals, we get an Iron Age. If one city has at least 4 gold, we get a Monument Age. And if at least 2 cities have 3 population, we have a Neolithic Revolution. They get a perk depending on the age you pick. The Neolithic Revolution is going to give us extra farms in 3 existing cities. Monument Age is going to give us a giant monument for each city on the planet that's smaller than the miner's city. That's going to be tough because the miner city is in the desert. And then we have the Great Forge Project for the miner, which multiplies science of minerals within borders, which isn't also going to be that great because I think we took a bunch of gold minerals instead of science minerals. So I'm kind of pulled towards a Neolithic Revolution. We have a bunch of plants. We've been drafting a lot of plant bioticum. Extra farms are always good because every city is going to want some plants sitting around. Seems fine to me. Oh, the tutorial doesn't end you here anymore. That's great news. Lovely. So Wildborough wants to work on their project. Extra science for each science in the mineral within borders with the highest science. That's going to be difficult. Stonecutter is extra technology if there's 2 or 4 element biotica within borders. That's possible, but we've been heavily prioritizing gems, so I'm inclined to take the gem seeker biotica. Wait, actually, should I do that? Because I thought you wanted technology, don't you? Can I see what you're all about somewhere? I thought he wanted tech. He does want tech. He wants 8 technology. Alright, we need to take a project here that gives technology then. What is our best stone tech? Gold, 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 gold. Okay, that's a problem. We're gonna probably need to do element biotica then. How many element biotica do we have? We have 1, 2 for desert. We have 4 for ocean. So we can get to 4. We can absolutely do that. Go ahead and give me the stonecutter. And then in order to make this work, I need to place this element bioticum here. You are going to give me plus 50% of 20 gold. That's fine. Are you also a gem? You are a gem, so you're going to make the lapis lazuli even happier. That is going to be a great series of synergies. What the hell are you guys doing over here? What is this? Oh, you guys are fighting. The goddess is mad because the miner has more wealth? Yeah, that's going to be a problem for a while, unfortunately, goddess. You guys are going to have to go back home a little bit on that one. So we need to juice up your science a little bit further still. Can't do that with rocks anymore. So why haven't we hit our full element biome? Is it because you don't have... It's because you don't have red stone in your territory. It's not going to give me the last 30 money, but it is going to give me an extra 60 science. So we're going to go ahead and put a redstone here, because that's going to turn on the upper tier of stonecutter. That should be enough to push you to 8 technology, which is going to finish your request, which gives us an extra draft. I'm going to sit on those drafts for a little bit, because I don't think I need to spend them yet. And then let's see what the goddess wants to work on. We could do a cat temple. It gives us mystery and food if there are cat biotica on the planet. I think I only have 1 cat right now. Is this true? It's not going to be a plant. I'll tell you that much for free. None of those are cats. Can't put cats underwater. We have 1 cat in the desert. Can't put cats in tundra. We could think about looking at one of our draft charges to see if we could get 2 extra cats. Because it is kind of nice that this is just anywhere on the planet. We also know that we have really good access to gems, so we could just give the goddess Gem Seeker because she likes money. We also know that Overseer is really easy for us to hit, and it gives us more gold than the Gem Biotica. Like, we could just put another bedrock in the ocean over here, and that's immediately 2 times element. Kind of inclined to do that. Element is just easier to hit, and it's going to give us extra money, so sure. Let's go ahead and do that for you, and then we'll get your element set up. Put a bedrock here. Let the stone giant wander over. You guys have expanded your borders. I love that for you. That's great news. That means that I can switch some of these around. And it's going to cost us a little eon, but that's fine. So the tree squirrels are going to go there. This is going to be pear. It wants to be next to 1 other bioticum type. That would be an apple no, that would be a... Think about this. You do blueberry here, and then you do apple tree here. apple tree can only be next to two other fruit biotica. That would be the pear and the blueberry. And then this tile, when you get it, can be a mineral. Yeah, that's fine. So you can go there. That will turn on your fruit picker. And then it will also give you Neolithic Farm, I think. You also should have a Neolithic Farm here. You do, but I don't have a way to get you extra plants right now because you've expanded as far as you can. You should also have a Neolithic Farm. And you do have empty tiles. And you do have more empty tiles. I'll come back to you. I'll get back to you on this. Give me an apple tree here. That's going to turn all your shit. I do need one more fruit biotica. Yeah, we gotta... I would love to draft a fruit that grows in the desert, I think. But I think now is probably the time to spend draft. So that's what we got. I could also draft ocean. Show me one more fruit in the forest. Just pangolin? It's not really what I was looking for. And I can't reroll because I'm still in the tutorial. Oh, because I haven't unlocked any biotica. Okay, fair enough. Give me pangolin for now, then. And then all of my ocean slots are free, but it would be nice if I could find like a deep ocean biotica. I'm pretty comfortable with my desert biotica. I think I have good setups for them. Science for each distinct adjacent mineral seems really good. And we're not really putting fish down. What is this? Poison? Poison's new since the last time I played. I'm not entirely sure what that does. Give me the anemone, because I think I can already see where those synergies are going to be popping up. We've got mineral here, mineral here. It's a little annoying that the clownfish is where it is. But I could come further down here, adjacent to a set of animal and coral. Oh, for science. We could move the agate. Although, aren't you on like a super booster or something? You are, but it's... Yeah. So this still gives us science. And you're not an element either. Oh, that's great. So we 100% want to put you here instead. That's going to be much better. And then we could put a jasper here, because it's adjacent to a fish. Love that. You can come here. Love that. You don't have anything new for me. Adjacent to a biotic with base food. Give science? No, thank you. +2 mystery, +10 science for each distinct adjacent rock. If I can get you to expand... you have to be in shallow waters. That's not going to work. For each distinct adjacent mineral. I mean, you go crazy with science here. Because eventually you could be up to 4 distinct adjacent minerals, but the goddess doesn't need science. She needs an element biotica. Here, just have a flat 20 money. That is going to turn on your overseer. Actually, wait, hold on. Wasn't one of these bonus for being next to plant? It was. That will also turn on your Neolithic farm. So I think we want to do that instead. It doesn't give us gold, but I think she's chilling on gold for a bit. She actually only has 9 gold. Whatever. That's real. We're gonna take care of it. There we go. Yeah. Oh, what's the miner right now? Miner's at 11. Goddess is now at 12, so that takes care of that. That's an extra draft charge. Good. good stuff. I gotta find a way to get more food into Sage Town as well. Let's take a look at our desert drafts. It's just limestone. Oh, there's so much science. I wish I had thought of that when I was setting up the, what did I give it? The stone cutter. I think we actually could have gotten way more science out of just the putting down the limestone of the century over here. Although I'm not sure where we would have engineered it to not be adjacent to other minerals, because we've already got this big lapis lazuli synergy. Well, fair enough. Planet concludes in 18 eon. And we don't have a ton of places left to expand. We've got this slot down here, which I guess we can just get some extra science out of it and some extra mystery. The goddess doesn't really need it, but I don't see a world where Minor Town expands. So you can just have one of these things. You can have some extra stuff. It is enough to give us an extra tech and an extra gold. So it's not wasted. And then what else we got? We don't have anything. This is actually all of our hexes expanded to. And I don't think I can get anything in the shop either, since we're in the tutorial. You know, this might be a case of just ending early, because we still have a bunch of stuff that we need to unlock as we progress through the mastery tree. So why don't you just go ahead and skip this era and turn it into prosperity. Wildborough invited tribes from around the world to host the world's first farmers market. They've got the apples, they've got the pears, they've got the blueberries, and that's planet completed. There are more eras, but I'm pretty sure we still have to unlock them as we progress through the different mastery trees that we've got. So give me my 119 prosperity. And give me my rewards. So each of these rewards is going to give us new sets of biotica. We've got ostrich as an apex biotica, sandgrass, mudcrag, and dove. We've got antimony, along with tin and white willow. And then we've got pearls, along with jasper, which technically we already had and secret. There you go. We'll go ahead and leave the planet. As we increase our profile level, we're going to unlock new stuff. We've got the swamp giant option now to create rainforest, as well as rainforest as a biome. We can advance to the second era. We can upgrade stronger biotica on the patch. We've got upgraded items for the planet shop, as well as draft charges. And we can proceed quite a long ways through this. And then if we pop over to collection here, go to biotica, we can see all the stuff that we still have to unlock. Progressing all the way down to these T3 apex biotica. We've got different spirits, different projects that we can all unlock. We've got all of the different eras that we can potentially work through. Our micros, which are little additions and bonuses and power-ups that we can give to our biotica. And then we've got our different milestones, which functionally are achievements. Oh, and inventions too. So there's a lot of depth to Reus, and I enjoy it quite a bit. There's tons of stuff to unlock, and then every time you're done, you get to look at this this solar system that you've built with all your planets in orbit around your sun. So I think there's like 1 or 2 more levels of tutorial. We'll go ahead and progress through that next time. And then we'll start jumping into stuff like weekly and daily challenges, which I don't think even we've technically unlocked yet. But until then, I'll see you next time. If you're a fan of Reus2, let me know in the comments. If there's anything else you want to see me play on the channel, give me a heads up on that instead, and I will see you next time. Take care. Have a good one.